What would you do if a stranger tried to take your child from the place you thought was safest? On a sun-drenched afternoon in the rolling hills of Montana, where the air smells of pine and freedom, my world tilted on its axis. My name is Ethan Caldwell, a rancher by trade, a father by heart, and, as fate would have it, the newly elected sheriff of Willow Creek. The day started like any other until Karen showed up, her eyes wild with a purpose I couldn't yet fathom, and set in motion a chain of events that would unravel secrets buried deeper than the roots of the Karen flowers blooming across my land. The ranch was my sanctuary, a sprawling 200 acres where my 8-year-old daughter, Lily, ran free, her laughter mingling with the wind. That morning, she'd been chasing butterflies near the Karen field, a vibrant patch of white and gold wildflowers that grew wild near the creek. Their delicate petals seemed to whisper of peace, but today, they bore witness to chaos. I was mending a fence by the barn when I heard Lily scream a sound that sliced through my chest like a blade. Dropping my tools, I sprinted toward the field, my boots pounding the earth, heart hammering with a father's primal fear. There, by the edge of the Karen blooms, stood a woman I'd never seen before. She was tall, wiry, with hair the color of straw and a face etched with desperation. Her hands were on Lily's arm, tugging her toward a beat-up sedan parked crookedly on the dirt path. Lily was crying, twisting to break free, her small fist swinging. "Let me go!" she shouted, her voice raw with terror. "Hey!" I roared, closing the distance. The woman Karen, I'd later learn, froze, her eyes darting to me. For a split second, I saw something in her gaze, not malice, but a frantic kind of sorrow. "Get your hands off my daughter!" I lunged forward, and she released Lily, who stumbled into my arms, sobbing. Karen backed toward her car, hands raised, her voice trembling as she stammered. "You don't understand. She's not safe here. Not safe." I spat, shielding Lily behind me. "This is our home. You're the one trespassing." My hand hovered near the holster at my hip, not my sheriff's badge. Not yet, but the instinct was there. Karen's eyes flicked to it, and she paled, scrambling into her car. Tires spun, kicking up dust and crushed Karen petals as she sped off. I held Lily tight, her tears soaking my shirt, and whispered, "You're okay, sweetheart. I've got you." But I wasn't just a father in that moment. I was the sheriff, sworn in only a week ago after years of ranching had taught me the value of protecting what's yours. I kissed Lily's forehead, handed her to my wife, Sarah, who'd come running from the house, and grabbed my keys. "Stay here," I said, my voice steady but my blood boiling. "I'm going after her." 5 minutes later, I was behind the wheel of my patrol truck, siren blaring, dust trailing like a storm. The sedan wasn't hard to spot, its taillight was busted, and it swerved on the narrow county road. I radioed for backup, my deputy, Javier, confirming he was en route. When I pulled Karen over, she was shaking, her knuckles white on the steering wheel. "Step out of the vehicle," I ordered, my badge gleaming under the midday sun. She complied, her movements slow, almost defeated. "Why'd you try to take my daughter?" I demanded, keeping my distance, hand on my holster. Her eyes met mine, and there it was again, that strange mix of fear and grief. "I wasn't going to hurt her," she said, voice cracking. "I was trying to save her." "Save her?" I snapped. "From what? Her family? Her home?" Karen's lips trembled, and she reached into her jacket. I tensed, hand tightening on my gun, but she pulled out a crumpled photograph. It showed a young girl, maybe 7, with Lily's dark curls and bright green eyes. My stomach twisted. The resemblance was uncanny. "That's my daughter, Mia," Karen said, tears spilling. "She was taken from me 2 years ago. I've been searching ever since. I thought Lily was her." Her words hit like a punch, and for a moment, I didn't know what to believe. Could she be telling the truth? Or was this some twisted lie to justify her actions? Before I could press further, Javier's cruiser pulled up, and another figure stepped out, a man I hadn't expected. Tom Hargrove, the town's reclusive mechanic, who rarely left his shop. His face was pale, eyes wide as he stared at Karen. "Karen?" he said, voice barely above a whisper. "What are you doing here?" Karen's head snapped toward him and she gasped. "Tom? You're here." The air thickened with unspoken history. Javier shot me a confused look, but I waved him off, my focus on the unfolding scene. Tom approached, his hands trembling. "I thought you left for good," he said. "After Mia." "Don't." Karen cut him off, her voice sharp with pain. "Don't say her name like you cared." The accusation hung heavy, and I realized this wasn't just about Lily or the ranch. There was a deeper story here, one that had festered in the shadows of Willow Creek. Tom turned to me, his expression haunted. "Ethan, I need to tell you something." He hesitated, glancing at Karen, who looked ready to bolt. Mia wasn't just Karen's daughter. She was mine too. We were together years ago, before you and Sarah moved here. My jaw tightened. Tom had always been a loner, fixing tractors and keeping to himself. I'd never suspected he carried such a secret. Karen's voice broke through. "Mia was taken from us, Ethan. Stolen. I've tracked every lead, every whisper. When I saw Lily in town last week, I thought," she choked on a sob, "I thought I'd found her. I was wrong, but I had to try." The weight of her words settled over me. A mother's desperation, a father's hidden grief suddenly. The Karen Flowers' beauty felt like a cruel facade, masking the pain beneath. But I was the sheriff and Lily was my daughter. "You can't just grab a child," I said, my voice hard. "There are laws, Karen. Processes. You broke them." "I know," she whispered, defeated. I couldn't lose her again." Javier cuffed her gently and led her to his cruiser. Tom watched, silent, his shoulders slumped. I wanted to hate Karen, to see her as a villain, but her story gnawed at me. What if it had been Lily, lost to me? Would I have stopped at anything to bring her back? Back at the ranch, I held Lily a little tighter, her small hand clutching mine as we sat by the Karen field. Sarah joined us, her eyes red from worry. "Is it over?" she asked. I nodded, but the truth was heavier. Karen's case would go to court. She'd face charges trespassing, attempted kidnapping. But her story, and Tom's, had cracked open a wound in Willow Creek. Javier dug into the records later that week and found Mia's case. A child taken during a custody dispute, never found. Karen had been searching ever since, chasing ghosts across state lines. Days later, I visited Tom at his shop. He was tinkering with an engine, but his hands shook. "I should have told you," he said, "about Mia, about Karen. I thought if I stayed quiet, the past would stay buried." I didn't know what to say. The man I'd known as a neighbor was a stranger now, carrying a loss I could only imagine. "Help her," he said finally. "If you can." I tried. As sheriff, I pushed for leniency, arguing Karen's intent wasn't malicious. But the law is the law, and the judge sentenced her to 2 years. The day she was taken away, she looked at me through the courtroom glass, her eyes empty. I wondered if the Karen Flowers on my ranch would ever look the same to me again. Beautiful, yes, but stained with the memory of that day. Lily still plays in the fields, but I watch her closer now. The ranch feels different, its peace fragile. Karen's desperation, Tom's secret, Mia's absence, they linger like the scent of those flowers. A reminder that even in the quietest places, pain can bloom as fiercely as beauty. I'm a father, a sheriff, a man trying to protect what's mine while knowing some wounds can't be mended. And that's the bitter truth I carry, heavier than any badge. ND.